Dgenz Crypto Daily episode 16 is coming up right now.
That's right. Let's go. Dgenz Crypto Daily, news in the code. Riding on the blockchain, heavy with the load. Lambo dreams are dying, rugs are in the air. Chart gave us a meaning to the trading everywhere. Real Bitcoin's on the moon, and Ether's on fire. Hold us in the storm, lifted higher and higher. With chart in the lead, watch the candles glow. Crypto's in the fast lane, never gonna hit them slow.
Dgenz Crypto Daily, fortunes you can see. Mining all those diamonds in digital harmony. Dgenz Crypto Daily, crypto, that's the key. Stay up on your game now. Trading is wild and free.
DeFi farms are lush, staking's all the buzz. NFTs are flipping, got those pixels flipping. Wallet stacking yield, hash rates on the rise. Dgenz Crypto Daily, vision in your eyes. Bulls are on the charge, bears are laying low. Crypto roller coaster, markets have been flown. Fellow to the left, Bitcoin on the right. Crypto's never sleeping, cause fortunes are overnight.
Dgenz Crypto Daily, fortunes you can see. Mining all those diamonds in digital harmony. Dgenz Crypto Daily, crypto, there's the key. Stay up on your game now. Charts got you wild and free.
Yes, I do. I have you wild and free. Let's play this out a little longer.
DeFi farms are lush, staking's all the buzz. NFTs are flipping, got those pixels flipping. Wallet stacking yield, hash rates on the rise. Dgenz Crypto Daily, vision in your eyes. Bulls are on the charge, bears are laying low. Crypto roller coaster, markets have been flown. Velo to the left, Bitcoin on the right. Crypto's never sleeping, cause fortunes are overnight.
Dgenz Crypto Daily, fortunes you can see.
Fortunes you can see.
Mining all those diamonds, digital harmony. Dgenz Crypto Daily, crypto, there's the key. Stay up on your game now. Charts got you wild and free.
Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Dgenz Crypto Daily. I'm your host, Chart. Episode 16 is right here on a really cold Saturday. Actually, I don't know about you guys, but it's pretty cold here. Getting down to like 17 degrees. Feels like for you guys, like 80 Fahrenheit. I think something like that. It's absolutely cold. So I can feel the winter in the air, but you know what? We'll stretch this September as much as we could. Hopefully we get some good weather. Again, if you haven't had a chance to follow me or our Dgenz account, please do so now. It helps us put amazing content for you every single day, every single week. So if you had a chance, please do that. There's our sister account, Dgenz NFT. Give us a follow. Come to our Discord. Say hi. The other thing we have done is actually partner with an exchange called Bluefin. It's an underrated, up-and-coming exchange. And it is one of those exchanges that I think it will go under the radar and it'll become pretty big. It's got a lot of nice features. And it reminds me of like Mexi or even like KuCoin when it was starting out. A lot of options, a lot of familiar tokens to trade. But if you do end up going there, and we highly suggest, please use our referral code. It will not only give us some referral fees, but also it will give you 10% off on all your trades. Every little bit counts. And so if you're making lots of money and you're making a lot of trades, 10% is actually a lot. So scan that code, and when you register, give us that referral. All right, so let's get into Bitcoin, right? Because that's why we're here. We're making sure that Bitcoin is kind of doing its thing, because we expect the end of the year to be very positive for us. I expected actually November to be super positive for us, because I actually thought 2024 was going to be the end of the bull run. Clearly, we're not even there. So looking at the daily chart here, doesn't look terrible, right? We did see this price actually stop at this EMA, right? We have these EMAs for a reason, right? The 365 daily EMA was clearly a support spot for Bitcoin, right? There is some belief that we are getting maybe a higher low on MACD. That's a possibility, right? So, what can we expect from here? I still think there is going to be another rejection. We still have most of the month to go. We have about 22 days left, 23 days left. So I think we still have enough time to do one of these and then down to 48 again. Now I think it's going to be swift, right? Because the quicker it gets, the better. Because what happens when any drawdowns that take a long time is people get disinterested, right? They get really disinterested. They think, we'll never get back up again. So the quicker we go down and back up, the better, right? Because people didn't have enough time to process the drawdown, and sentiment changes on a dime, so people are more bullish, right? So I think there's going to be a lot more positivity if we just do one of these, right, and then back up. And at that point, I think we can say that we're building this really big inverted head and shoulder. So the left shoulder being here, the head being here, and then the probability of that shoulder being, right shoulder being in place there. And then, of course, like we talk about all the time, right? The neckline has to be challenged. So this neckline right here has to be challenged. And then most likely it will break because we are bullish, right? And then touch back and then out. Okay. On a macro scale, so even further than that, let's go back. So if we go to the weekly, there were some suggestions that, this could be a pretty big cup and handle. Like we can see the cup right here, right? And then the handle part. And then, of course, what happens then is just a breakout. Okay. The handle usually is just the confirmation part. So actually, I didn't do it right. So the cup actually starts from here, and then the handle comes down to confirm. Okay. So we don't really use this section here. And so I think there's a pretty decent case to be had that this is a cup and handle situation, and then we're going to get this breakout. Again, I still believe this fractal is going to hold true. The one I just made for you guys right here. That one's going to hold true because it feels like there's a, wave 1 and then wave 2 and then the wave 3 out of that range. And then number 5 is going to be somewhere about 110. Okay. The other thing we're watching for is the MACD. Okay. So the MACD has to do one of these. Right? It has to start moving towards the bullish side. The momentum has to switch from this red bar to a white bar, like a slightly red. We need that momentum to be switched. So right now it's still bearish momentum, right? But I'm sure we will see it sooner than later. So that's the weekly scale, right? We only have what? A day and 8 hours before that candle confirms. So in reality, what we want to see is, let me take everything out. in reality, we want to see this candle hopefully turn into like a doji, right? If it does turn into a doji, that means it's going to look like something like this one right here. Okay, I don't know if you can see it. I'll try to zoom in. That one right there. That means there will be some indifference in the market, and maybe bulls come back right away. In terms of the monthly scale, let's look at monthly. Let's see if we're still on track. Okay, so again, things that I don't like is this momentum shifting downwards. But remember, things are in threes. So I think what's going to happen is we're going to have 3 of these bars. So it's going to come down here, then pull up again, come down, pull up again, and come down. Okay, and then we will be done. So I think we still have a long way to go, right? So I think most of this price action will take us to like midway towards like, say, October of 2025, right? Maybe the peak is around March or April. And then, we have a secondary wave. We have this momentum down that will be probably in the middle parts of the year. Like summertime is usually pretty bad, right? We've discussed this before. And then, we'll have a pop in October, November, and then that's it. So let's see if that happens on the monthly scale. But we're always tracking monthly because it's a really, really good way to understand where the market is, right? Like I'll show you the last bull run quickly here. So you see we have 1, and then we have a little 2. We wanted the third one, but we never got it. Remember, we had the FTX situation and the Voyager situation, all the other contributors towards that bear market. If I take a look at, see, and I think Coinbase has got a good one. Okay, let me just look at this one. Okay, there we go. So if we go and take a look at the MACD on some of these, right? Yeah, maybe this one wasn't so good because the MACD doesn't start until midway 2017. But most of these will have multiple waves before we get into some bearish action. But rest assured, like I think we're still in a good spot. I know I did this as a way of drawing something up for somebody, but we don't have the pinch yet. We can still get something like this where the pinch is avoided and we keep going. We're going to keep an eye on that. Hopefully we're not too bearish in September. We're bearish, but not like 10 to 15% bearish. We're like 3 to 4%. Then we can turn that around and create another MACD wave. Again, if you're watching the stream and you can easily make a comment on Twitter, I will read them all. Hopefully they come through. Okay, so next thing I want to look at is Ethereum. Jeez. Okay, so this is the kind of stuff I was telling you guys. See these pinches, right? They resulted in pretty decent bearish action, right? So that means, in my estimation, Ethereum is not going to be bullish at all until very, very later in the stages of the bull run. So what I mean by that is most likely we'll have this pinch, right? And then the momentum will carry downwards. We might still have the sideways action, so we might still have it like this, right? And then into the bull run, right? To the whatever level we were looking at. I think like 8,000 or so. But this pinch down here, I really don't like. So that's going to result, 100% is going to result in bearish momentum in MACD. Now, again, it doesn't mean the price action can get down here. It doesn't mean that. In fact, I think some of it is already priced in. For example, if you look at the action here, right, we were right there. And we saw the drop way beforehand. So maybe this was the drop here. Okay. But I don't like when I see something like this, right? Especially now that the momentum bar is nearly at 0. So I don't like that. So yeah, holding ETH right now may not be the best thing to do if we get bullish, right? Because some of these like waves will take a while to get going again. So like, it'll be like that. All right, so let's look at Solana. Again, this is the monthly scale, guys. We're looking for evidence of a bear market coming up or a massive bull market. And, you know, look, this is why it was easy for us to call these things. When I saw this crossover happening, for me, I was telling everybody here to buy the breakout. And of course, there was a massive breakout, right? And so what do we do on this side? Were we hoping that we don't get that crossover again, right? So if we're looking at it from this perspective, we saw, you know, here before the crossover, there was, you know, price action that was treading water, and then we had the breakout. So it's kind of good for the bulls. But here on this side, I don't think we're doing that. We're not treading water. We're not consolidating, right? So I think there's going to be continued bullish momentum for Solana. The actual EMAs, so if we're going to look at the EMAs on the monthly scale, so these two right here, this one and that one, they don't look like they're ready to cross over at all, right? So for that to happen, there would have to be something like this. Like if you look at it, this on this side, right? They're actually squeezing together and price action is well below it. Okay, so if you're looking at that, if you're looking at that price action, see it right there. It's kind of converging onto here, and the price action is underneath, and then stays under for a while. We don't have that on the other side, right? So the price action is actually hovering. It's good. We want that. We want these EMAs to be levels of support. So even though this is looking like it's going to pinch, there's going to be most likely another wave. Okay. And then we go on the daily scale, and we notice that we're still within that fractal we talked about a few days ago, right? So a fractal that was kind of like, you know, started at the start of the year, like March, right? This giant fractal here. Okay, again, if you look, it was saved by these EMAs, right? So 200 EMA couldn't hold it, but the 365 did, which is a really good sign, right? The next level down is actually down here at 82, which is the 3-year EMA on the daily. And it's really up to Bitcoin at this point, you know? If it stays where it is, then we're most likely going to support and keep within this fractal for a bit. Really do think so. But if it doesn't, say we get down to like 48,000, there's a chance that this just drops hard, right? Drops hard, maybe even wicks all the way down to 82. So it depends on what actually happens, okay, with Bitcoin, because it's the index for all of crypto. So that Bitcoin, if you look at the alts, right, they're looking pretty good. Especially the ones that we're tracking, like Velo, for example. I know my Velo people are going to be like, what about Velo? What's it doing? Daily scale again, right? We're going to zoom in a little bit. So the first thing I see is this kind of finishing off its own little wave here. So I'm thinking we're almost near the end, which is like right there, which is at that level. So almost at 2 cents. So there is a possibility of actually bearish action on Velo in the short term, especially with September being somewhat bearish. If we do have any price action south, it's going to probably come down a little bit and then bounce back up. Kind of like what you see here, right? It comes down a little bit, even though price action doesn't really deteriorate too much, and then hovers and goes back up. So I'm thinking the same, right? If it does come down a bit, it'll probably come down. So from here to there, this level is very important because it was resistance here, resistance there, right? Resistance here. And so it might stop back there and then go back up. Like I said in my previous stream, I believe it could get up to here, and it's still true, but it needs a lot of momentum, right? To get to that level, which is almost at 3 cents. And it comes back down, hovers, and goes back up. You know, we're looking at these MACD indicators all the time just because it tells a story all the time, right? Like if you look at the top here, right? It was coinciding with the double top here, right? So if you're trading, you go, all right, I see the first stop is up there. That means we're close, which is right here. And if it pumped again, there's a double top, which indicates that's another double top or the end of the run. So with Velo, you know, if you're in a long position, obviously nothing this matters to you, like absolutely nothing, right? Because we're looking at much higher valuations for Velo beyond this, right? So we're looking at, again, I keep an eye on the large EMAs. So this is the daily 3-year. It's at right now at almost 17 cents. If we go to the weekly scale, the weekly EMAs are a little bit different now. So let's go there. You can see the first one being formed right there. Okay. That's at 23 cents. So that will be another exit if you're just going to go buy the EMAs. And then there's actually one that's pretty interesting up here, right? Not the EMA itself, but the resistance right there, which is almost at $1. Do you think it's going to get to $1? Here's the question, right? I'll show you what I mean. So we talked about deep diving and searching for projects, right? And one of the things we look for is the market cap to volume ratio. We look for how many people are actually adding into their portfolio. Whether they're holders or not doesn't really matter. We're looking for circulating supply versus total supply. And all these little things. So the important thing is if the release schedule is intact, which I think it was changed recently. There was supposed to be a large unlock this month, and apparently there isn't one anymore. That means at a rate of, say, 1% of token releases per month, right? Let's just say a year from now, that is roughly, 12%? That means we're looking at a circulating supply of probably 8 billion. That means in a year from now, there's about 8 billion tokens available on all the exchanges and in all wallets. Okay. Could it get to $1? The answer to that is, do you feel like is going to be higher market cap than Stellar, which is the layer 1 that supports Velo's ecosystem? And if you think it is, then absolutely it can get to $1. But if you don't think it could, then you go, okay, is it going to be the biggest application that's on Stellar Network? And then you go, all right, well, maybe it could. So then we go to, well, I guess CoinGecko didn't list it under under Stellar Network. So it's kind of stupid to even look at it. But normally what you would do is you would find the Stellar ecosystem, and then you would find out which are the best applications in terms of market cap and see if they can actually fit the narrative of being the largest by market cap on the blockchain. And so if you think that, for example, like Let's see Stellar. XLM. If you think that Stellar is going to be like another 10x from here, it's 20 billion market cap, then we can say that maybe there's a chance that Velo is 8 billion in market cap. Because it's starting to become one of the biggest applications on Stellar Network, I think. And so, yeah, there's a possibility of this chart actually making sense, right? And so I truly think that, we should start to think about maybe there's a world where, Velo is $1 and at 8 billion market cap, and a lot of our suspicions that this is going to be a large product is going to come true. And there's going to be a lot of holders happy about that. Again, if you're watching the stream and you're a Velo holder and you like exactly what I'm talking about, reshare the stream, retweet it. I want a lot of Velo supporters to understand price action and what we can expect in terms of trading on Velo. I don't want people to come back to Twitter or any of the social media platforms to complain about, price action going south if things are going south. At least this way they understand why it's going south if it is, because we talked about it. We talked about all the other things. And the other thing you want to see, I just saw this right now, and it's amazing, is the weekly, right? MACD never lies. And we see that pinch for the bulls. And that can mean only one thing, right? And that means that we're going to definitely get some price action this way, like this way. So Velo friends, congratulations. You guys are going to be really happy with the outcome of Velo down the road. 30 minutes has passed already. That's quick. I'm surprised how fast things go. Episode 16, it seems to be coming to a conclusion. I hope you have a wonderful Saturday. And I think we'll be able to see each other tomorrow for episode 17, right? All right, everyone. Take it easy.
That's right.
See you tomorrow.
Let's go. Dgenz Crypto Daily, news in the code. Riding on a blockchain, heavy with the load. Lambo dreams are dying, rugs are in the air. Chart gave us a meaning to the trading everywhere. Real Bitcoin's on the moon, and Ether's on fire. Holders in the storm, lifted higher and higher. With chart in the lead, watch the candles glow. Crypto's in the fast lane, never gonna hit them slow.
Dgenz Crypto Daily, fortunes you can see. Mining all those diamonds in digital harmony. Dgenz Crypto Daily, crypto, that's the key. Stay up on your game now. Trading is wild and free.
DeFi farms are lush, staking's all the buzz. NFTs are flipping, got those pixels flipping. Wallet stacking yield, hash rates on the rise. Dgenz Crypto Daily, vision in your eyes. Bulls are on the charge, bears are laying low. Crypto roller coaster, markets have been flown. Velo to the left, Bitcoin on the right. Crypto's never sleeping, cause fortunes are overnight.
Dgenz Crypto Daily, fortunes you can see. Mining all those diamonds in digital harmony. Dgenz Crypto Daily, crypto, there's the key. Stay up on your game now. Charts got you wild and free.
Farms are lush, staking's all the buzz. NFTs are flipping, got those pixels flipping. Wallet stacking yield, hash rates on the rise. Dgenz Crypto Daily, vision in your eyes. Bulls are on the charge, bears are laying low. Crypto roller coaster, markets have been flown. Velo to the left, Bitcoin on the right. Crypto's never sleeping, cause fortunes are overnight.
Dgenz Crypto Daily, fortunes Fortunes you can see. Mining all those diamonds. Digital harmony. Dgenz Crypto Daily. Crypto is the key. Stay up on your game now. Shark's got you wild and free.